Hello, it's Mr. Hornsby 83. I'm back. I haven't done a video since I think right after the election, which was early November, so here to do a new video. And I see all the other people on YouTube do their best of and worst of and all that. I'm just going to do polarizing stuff that people either hate it or loved. And this list is made with things that people, were divided on, like movies, some political stuff, all kinds of different things. So, first and foremost, let's start with the biggest thing. Well, it's not really the biggest thing, but one thing that, was so polarizing, it started a feud between two big YouTubers, Batman v Superman. Now, I initially liked the movie. I didn't like a lot of the flaws they had in it. There was, Lex Luthor sometimes was a little too over the top in the movie, but I still thought Jesse Eisenberg did good as Luthor, although other people didn't like him as Luthor. I thought he was okay. Better than Kevin Spacey as Luthor. It was in Superman Returns, which, well, apparently that was a planned sequel. But this movie was so polarizing, and it kind of started a rivalry between two YouTubers, and I'm sure everybody knows by now, the rivalry between Grace Randolph and John Campea. And really, here's the thing about it. Grace Randolph accused John Campea of dogging Batman v Superman because it's Taylor Marvel. But I watched Collider's review of that, and he was the only one defending the movie. It was guys like John Smith and Christian Harloff and that was, bashing the movie. Campea was defending it, and I think Grace was wrong for that, and I thought it was weird that she did that because usually she's more classy than that, but Grace Randolph did so many things that really, annoyed me on her channel this year, and she did some kind of crazy things this year that I'll probably talk about later in the video, but, I don't want to waste time, and I don't want people thinking I'm just hating on Grace Randolph because I was a big fan of her until 2016 toward the end. Okay, so next up, this is probably the biggest thing. Also, I'm going to talk about some tragedies that happened again, 2016, and some celebrities we lost. But the Trump-Hillary presidential race, that was such a polarizing thing because a lot of people it was like, I think this was the most talked about presidential election ever. Because people were wanting Hillary and people were wanting Trump, and it's like, like I said, I didn't care for either one, so, which I said in my last video after election day. Actually, I think it was on election day. I can't remember. It's been so long. But, yeah, that was a very big polarizing thing. And, there were people who supported Hillary, people supported Trump. My wife, she nearly went into a Great Depression because of Trump winning. So did my kids. And like I said, I didn't care for either one of them. So, I won't get off that subject because I don't want my wife getting agitated. Next up, I'm going to go with TMNT. Out of the Shadows. Y'all know my initial thoughts on that movie. I felt like it was better than the first Michael Bay one, but, which I did go back and watch it again, right on family movie night before we started our Christmas movie, but I thought it was better than that one, but it still did not. I didn't like it as much as I liked the first two of the original ones. 3, Three's kind of grown on me. I'm not gonna say it's a great movie because it still sucks, but they did try something new, doing time travel and all that. And you know, at least out of the shadow, we finally got Bebop and Rocksteady on the big screen, which is something we were clamoring for when TMNT2 Secret of the Ooze came out. And it didn't happen because they went with Token and Razor, which made no sense to me. But, so yeah, TMNT. Let's see. Next up, the Raw branch, not the Raw, WWE branch split. Oh, great. A lot of people were divided on this thing too. You know, people were like, well, should we watch it, should we not, and this and that. And I thought, even I had a problem with the brand. I was one of those opposed to another brand split because all the garbage we were getting on Raw, but SmackDown was been completely better than Raw. And Raw just sucks. Even though Kevin Owens is the champion on that show, but you know. Alright, the WWE brand split, which I was one of those that was opposed to it. I felt like it would make no sense to do it this time. You reunified the titles and things. I thought were a little bit better, but like I said, SmackDown has been crushing Raw every single week with better matches, better storylines, better rivalries, better titles, everything. So, sticking with WWE, let's get to one of the biggest polarizing things from WWE this year. Doesn't involve a wrestler, doesn't involve a freaking legend or anything, but the WWE Universal title. Now, I watched a ton of YouTubers' reaction to that, and it was crazy how much people hated it. But not only that, there were some people out there like that. I mean, like, I originally said, look, I don't have a problem with the title. I just had a problem with the name. I thought the freaking name was a very stupid name. But that was very, you know, so many people were talking about it. Like, can aliens fight for it? You know, I heard that joke so much, it got so old, I'm like, oh my god. Seriously? But yeah. If we learned anything about 2016, people really still do care about championship belts. Well, you know, the audience anyway, WWE, who knows. But Universal title, yeah. Oh yeah, Roman, you're Universal champion. I mean, golly, even former wrestlers were freaking taking cheeks off at this. Taz, even somebody working for Joey Styles, Daniel Bryan. I mean, it's like, wow. This was very polarizing, but alright, let's move on to more movies. And another very polarizing movie is Ghostbusters. I mean, I loved the movie. I thought it was good. There were some, you know, flaws, you know, kind of like a Batman v Superman, but I overlooked them. But it's, well, I mean, this movie, there were people talking about, oh, you killed our childhood, and oh my god, that women shouldn't be Ghostbusters, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Jesus Christ, come on now. This is a different world than what we had back in the day. When, yeah, you could say that and people wouldn't get offended or people wouldn't get too mad about it. But, you know, I mean, come on now. I thought they did okay. Kate, you know, I said my only problem with it was they could have did without Kristen Wiig or frickin' what's her name, Melissa McCarthy. If it was just Kate McKinnon, Chris Hemsworth, and Leslie Jones, you know, like two other unknown actors, I wouldn't have cared. But that was my only flaw with the movie. Yes, I didn't like what they did to the villain at the end when they fucking cheap shot him in the nuts, but or they blasted him in the nuts or something like that. But it is what it is. I mean, it was a movie that featured 4 females, so you know. Alright, just had it off the top of my head. Oh, good luck for that. Alright, another one, X-Men Apocalypse. Now, I like this movie. I said it was like my second favorite X-Men movie aside from X-Men Days of Future Past. I love First Class. So I don't know what it is about First Class that I love. Even though it didn't have my favorite character except for one little cameo, but then again, X-Men Apocalypse didn't have him. But the end credit scene is one thing that really got me excited as well. With the Exit Corpse cliffhanger, which is Exit Corpse, Mr. Sinister. I'm like, yes, Mr. Sinister, finally! I've been calling for Mr. Sinister in these movies since the first one. I was calling for Apocalypse too, but I didn't realize the Apocalypse movie would be so polarizing, but it is. Alright, another comic book movie that was pretty polarizing, and it wasn't polarizing because it was, everybody, like, most people hated it and then most people loved it. It was polarizing because people didn't know how this movie was going to work. And with the success, with the problem with this character being on the big screen before in another movie, and I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going, Deadpool. This movie turned out to be the best comic book movie of the year. And in my opinion, it toppled Captain America Civil War. Now, me and my brother went and seen it for his birthday. And the last time I went and seen a comic book movie with my brother for his birthday, I mean, we see a movie together every year and, like, go eat out and that. I'll treat him out to eat and treat him to a movie. But the last comic book movie we went and seen together, because we went and seen action movies together. But the last comic book movie we went to see together was Ghost Rider, which I've fallen asleep on that movie. Deadpool, I was wide awake and I enjoyed that movie. My brother liked it. We enjoyed it together. I was really glad to get to see the movie, and Ryan Reynolds was great in that movie. Despite what my wife feels about Ryan Reynolds, he was still good in the movie. But that movie was pretty good, and it was, it kind of opened the door for more rated R comic book hero movies, because I think the last rated R comic book hero movie was, I believe, was Blade, the first one. 1 and 2 were good from that one, but 3, oh god, 3, don't get me started, that's for another video. We're talking about polarizing stuff in 2016. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah. The ending of the Future Trunks arc in Dragon Ball Super. And look, I was kind of glad to see Trunks do something. Oh yeah, I want to warn y'all, spoilers, but seeing Trunks take down Zamasu and Black, I really enjoyed it because I've been a big Trunks fan. Future Team Trunks, I could care less about the current day Trunks. Current day Trunks annoys me, especially in GT. He annoyed me a lot, but current Future Trunks, with the way it ended, all the stuff they pulled out, the retcon with the Potara fusion, the Trunks' timeline getting wiped out completely by the Omni King. Vegito, really, you see him for like 5 seconds and then it's pretty much that. Very, very polarizing. But to be honest, but yeah, and like I said in my Facebook Live, the end of the Future Trunks arc really weighed down the whole arc, because that was like the best arc they did in Dragon Ball Super thus far. Now, they might do better ones, which I'm going to talk more about that, I don't know, maybe Thursday when I do my Dragon Ball Super and Kai video, but, by now everybody probably already knows it's coming on Saturday, but I want to talk about it, in depth about a lot of other things. But
So another polarizing thing, Batman, The Killing Joke. And the main reason why this was polarizing is because of the first half. And the Bat, once again, spoiler alert, the Batman, Batgirl sex scene, which if you read Batman Beyond comics, or if you've watched the Batman Beyond cartoon, it's always been inferred that Batman has something go on with Batgirl. Episode where Barbara Gordon's getting to know Terry McGinnis as Batman. She inferred it in that episode. So, then, last but not least, with polarizing things, is Suicide Squad. I might make part 2 to this video down the road, or maybe not. Suicide Squad. Now, I thought the movie was good. My wife didn't like it. Me and my kids loved it. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, there was some problems, like with Batman v Superman and all that. The main villain looking too CG. A lot of other things going on with it that sort of was crazy. But I did like the end credit scene where Batman's telling Amanda Waller, either shut him down or I'm shutting him down for you. Which, I'm going to talk about that situation in a minute. And it's something my wife just seen the other day, so I'll talk about that in a future video. But now let's get to all the tragedies that happened this year. We lost a lot of celebrities. We had that freaking incident in Florida with the Gator and then the nightclub. I mean, 2016 was, I guess you could say, kind of a bad year in a lot of ways. We lost a lot of celebrities. Prince, China, greatest boxer ever, Muhammad Ali. Just a ton of losses, and some of them dying at an age too young. What happened with that kid and that Gator, and then what happened to that club with that freaking terrorist. But let's hope 2017 might be a better year. Who knows? Yeah, a very crazy year. But 2017 now, got a lot of things to look forward to in 2017. 16 behind us. Happy New Year to everybody, and that'll do it for this video. I got another one Thursday.